Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We got it! We got it!
New 52 booklet.
Somebody clip this one.
Shazam!
Welcome to Justice League Rewatch Shazam! I'm Jared, and I'm here with...
This is the best episode ever.
I'm here with the oldest man in Comics League, Nick from the Phoenix Press. What's up, brother? He's older than the Shazam Wizard.
With age comes wisdom, and wisdom is knowing that Lois Lane is the best character ever.
Okay, so this is probably going to be the last episode that Nick ever hosts on Comics League ever, because he obviously doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. So we're talking about Clash, which, here's the thing about this. This is one of the few times that Lois Lane shows up. So in a way, and the fun part about it is, because she's in there because they give me her in like small doses to the point where she plays literally 0 roles in this episode, I can take it.
I mean, there is a lot of fan service. This is a Captain Marvel episode.
Yeah, but not the annoying Captain Marvel.
The actual Captain Marvel.
The actual Captain Marvel, and that's for you, Tevia. So the idea of this, it was kind of funny. This is very clearly homaging the rivalry between Captain Marvel, yes, I'm calling him that, and Superman, because those that don't know, when Captain Marvel was first created, he was outselling Superman.
Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like, for example, Billy is basically drawn not really in a Justice League Unlimited style. He's drawn kind of like he is in the comics. Like, you notice how he has like the solid pupils.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you notice how like his Fawcett City. It was Fawcett Comics, Fawcett Publications.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Young Justice actually did the same thing, by the way.
Yes. And by the way, his school, C.C. Binder Elementary School, is named for the creator C.C. Beck and longtime collaborator Otto Binder.
I want to feel like the fact they're talking about Roosevelt in 39, I feel like that's an homage to when Captain Marvel first came out, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. So, and by the way, this is also, according to the trivia, this is very clearly an homage to Kingdom Come. Like, particularly when Billy Batson holds Superman to the sky and constantly yells Shazam. Shazam! Shazam! My problem with this episode, so the plot of this episode is like, Captain Marvel basically starts to show up Superman, and then Clark is basically... what's the word, like shown, is basically embarrassed by Lex Luthor. So that's the plot of the episode. My problem with it, why does Batman automatically believe that Lex Luthor has turned on a whole new leaf? Because Batman's whole thing is, I trust no one, including Bruce Timm.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people were acting out of character for this episode. Like, Superman was acting way out of character. I'm sorry. Superman would not have acted like that. And yeah, I would say Batman was acting a little bit out of character for this episode.
Yeah, because Superman sees like the good in people. He's always wants to see like the potential. In other words, the way Captain Marvel acted in this episode, that would be Superman, actually.
I believe in fair play. I believe in taking people at their word and giving them the benefit of the doubt. Back home, I've come up against my share of pretty nasty bad guys, but I never had to act the way they did to win a fight.
Yeah, like Superman's acting kind of like a jealous child, and like he's kind of got blinders on with Luthor.
Flip them, because he's acting like Captain Marvel would act.
And we certainly don't endorse supervillains for the presidency.
What is this?
Yeah, like Like the scene where they call him in and again for the Luthor stuff, like he would chastise him, but he'd say it in a more friendly manner, you know?
Yeah, and see, I did like a little homage, the cameo of the original Seven Leaguers that they have. I like how they have their own inner sanctum away from the other members of the Justice League. We're Seven, pun intended.
Do not soil.
I had to. There's 7 of them.
But I think like in a lot of if they did the same thing in Young Justice, where like the league is open to everybody, but you had like your core members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, Young Justice may be a rewatch topic on this channel in the future. So
how many seasons though?
We'll talk about that off screen.
Mm-hmm.
So again, yeah, the whole thing about how everyone automatically trusts Lex Luthor. He's Lex Luthor. Why are you trusting him?
Also, we have Return of the Atom, who, by the way, he's pulling the voice actor is pulling double duty.
Really? Who is he playing?
Yeah, you know, like when Lex is giving interview by the not Bill O'Reilly character.
Yeah, there you go, Phil O'Bannon.
It's very much not Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, I know. Oh, by the way, fun fact. The voice cast of Superman and Captain Marvel will reprise their roles in the Superman, Shazam, The Return of Black Adam showcase episode.
So you're what this is all about.
I'm his replacement.
Then let's replace him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I knew those voices sound familiar.
I bet that showcase episode really rocks.
Dweeb.
Sometimes you try and make a pun and it doesn't work. And this is one of those times. But anyway, see, this is one, again, I like this episode overall because I got the story they were trying to tell. I got that. It's just when the characters act
forced.
Now, here's the thing. Yes, you could say, well, Jared, it's a different universe in the comics. What we mean is Superman
out of
and Batman
character for their own universe.
For this universe, they are acting out of character. So I'm like, what is going on here? Did like the
this is an instance where the characters are acting a certain way in order for the plot to function. You know, and this is a kind of a hallmark of bad writing when you have the characters act totally out of character because the writer wants a certain plot.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what they could have done, they could have swapped Batman's role in this episode with Superman, and then you would have worked because Batman's the not trusting of Lex Luthor, and then you could have. That's the only change you really would have had to make, except for obviously Shazam fighting Superman. I
mean, there is a universe in where you can make the plot of Superman not trusting Lex Luthor to the point of the whole bomb situation, that portion you can make work, but it requires a better writer. Did Bruce Timm write this episode?
On that, why didn't Superman tell them the bomb was ticking down? And by the way, no, it wasn't written by Bruce Timm. It was the teleplay is by J.M. DeMatteis and the story is by Dwayne McDuffie.
Oh, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't criticize Dwayne McDuffie. Rest in peace, brother.
No. I mean, you could say that there were some parts of that maybe could have been improved a little bit. It's fine. Every writer has their moments.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love everything else he's written in this show. 100%. Everything else he's written is fine.
Yeah, he's a great writer.
Yeah, he's great. If you read his Justice League run, you know what I'm talking about. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, you have to include Lois Lane.
So what did you think of
points for that?
What did you think of the final scene, kind of like the twist?
You mean Lex and Amanda Waller? So again, this is remember when I said that yes, a lot of these episodes are episodic and episode of the week, but they try and weave in a little plot thread. So this is kind of like Lex going, shouldn't we form a league of our own?
Did you just make a Justice League reference?
Why did you say that name?
Holy crap!
Hang
Oh
on.
my god, this is Bizarro World. You're mad at yourself, brother. You'll leave yourself to...
Hey, that's me. I'm like, no! I realized as soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, oh no!
And you knew I was going to call you on it too, so...
Yes, exactly. So really, all in all, this is one of those episodes that it's fun though, and I love the Kingdom Come like references of like Shazam constantly going Shazam, Shazam, because that is cool. There were, but overall, yeah, if the characters didn't act out of character, I would have given this a higher score. But
plus, there's no repercussion. There is no like, oh, you're a kid. Well, you've been a kid this whole time. Like, Young Justice handled Billy Batson better than they did here.
I thought they were going to kick him out of the league at that point, but...
I mean, don't get me wrong. Him doing that speech was great, but, like, they never even addressed it. The league never even brought it up. Like, wait, you're a 10-year-old kid. What the frick are you doing here?
And the problem is, as far as I can see, they barely address the whole Superman, because it makes it like this is part of Luthor's grand plan to make the public not trust the league. They barely touch on this in the season. I'm going to spoil that little thing there if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm like, why would you do this thing that has lasting consequences if you don't talk about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of odd. So that's where we're going to leave this discussion. But first, I want to go through a little bit more of the trivia real quick. When Batman first appears to fight Parasite, the version of Batman, the animated series music is played. I hope you noticed that. And even when Superman saves the plane, a clear Max Fleischer reference, they play the Superman theme.
Also, we got to give a shout out. Metamorpho appears.
Oh, yeah, my boy, Metamorpho. I love that. And then...
Please don't mess them up, James Gunn. Please don't.
That's a gamble, dude. That is a gamble.
Also, is this the only appearance of Parasite in the Justice League universe?
No, he's appeared before as a background villain, I think. But all right, Billy Batson is voiced by Shane Abucha, who voiced young Superman in the Kid Stuff episode.
Ooh.
So that's actually kind of cool. I like that one. And Luthor's actions in rebuilding Electro City to garner favor and support for a possible presidential run are similar to his actions at the end of No Man's Land, where he offered to rebuild Gotham and received much public support as a result. There you go. I knew I had to tell it to Lex. Let me see. Oh, by the way, Lexor is a small tribute to the planet Lexor from the comic book stories from the 70s and 80s. Lex Luthor became a heroic figure to the people of a distant planet, so much so that the planet was renamed in his honor. Luthor would soon retire from crime to benevolently guide the worshipful populace of Lexor to prosperity. However, Lexor, much like Krypton, was destroyed, an event which Luthor would unfairly blame on Superman, reigniting their ongoing rivalry. Yeah. And let's see, well, what else? We mentioned Phil O'Bannon. And this episode was nominated for an Annie Award for Best Directing in an Animated Television Production. And this is the last appearance of Mercy Graves in the DCAU.
She is barely in it, like a blink and you miss it cameo too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we're gonna leave it. So Nick, how do you rate this episode out of 10?
I'm gonna ding it quite severely. This is gonna get like a 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, me too.
I want to give it an 8, but like Superman and Batman are just acting so wildly out of character. I'm sorry, it's got to get dinged.
Yeah, me too. I give it exactly that for that reason, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not digging this, or there's nothing to indicate why they would change or anything like that. It's odd. So all in all, next week's episode is going to be Hunter's Moon. So I am going to read you the episode description for that. Responding to a deep space distress call, Shiera leads her reluctant teammates Vigilante and Vixen into a deadly trap. So, Vixen and Shiera in the same room. Oh no.
What?
It's the current girlfriend and the ex teaming up.
Things are gonna get. This is not good.
It's about to get wild.
Particularly when one carries around a metallic mace. This ain't good.
Bucket of SmackDown.
Yes, exactly. So on that note, everyone, stay heroic. And remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lame. See you later.
Lois.
And remember, Nick, this is the last episode where Nick will be a co-host.